Hey, what's up guys, Mashine here, come back with a brand new video for you guys. This video was not going up today, it didn't plan to be, but I found something yesterday that really made me go crazy and I had to share it as quickly as possible because I found it absolutely outrageous and absolutely crazy how Antwerp is lining up for some CSGO investing. Perfect conditions here. Now obviously this is no guarantee of profit and I highly recommend you watch the video all the way through before you start to formulate some opinions on it, but let's hop on into it. Now this idea originally started with this sticker right here. It's the Rocks Hollow. It's probably the most popular Antwerp sticker to come out, at least in my opinion, and that's because it's got a couple unique features about it, but we're not too concerned about that. We're concerned about the price point it has. Currently, it's listed for about $40, but you can see by the graph here that it's really had a pretty significant upwards trend for the past week or so. Now, this isn't really too important. It's not overall going to play a major impact into this video. I did not analyze the autograph capsules from Antwerp here and give an overall return percentage because there is just so many big gaps in the difference between buy order prices and the prices that they're actually selling for. You can see here with the Rocks Hollow that there's a 25% total value that is difference between the buy order and the buy price. I mean, that's a $10 difference, roughly making up 25% of the total value that they're trying to sell it for. It just doesn't make sense because you're going to get very bad numbers very quickly when you have so many of these variables you can't account for, because I don't have the time to sit through every single sticker to put in a buy order price, whereas I just usually look at the market price when I create my analyses, because overall it's not going to be playing a huge difference as long as you're comparing them to one another and not something else. Now we're going to get to the actual data in just a second here, but I want to tell you before we get into the data that this video is not fully going to be about spreadsheets. Every video I make that involves a spreadsheet for a decent amount of the time, it always sucks in the view duration, and I see that, and that's something I'm definitely going to try to improve on in the future. It's just something that takes me so much time that I try to dedicate a lot of the video to it, and it just doesn't work out very well. So I definitely understand what you're going through here, and I'm going to try and make them a bit more entertaining as we go through this data. Before we get to the Antwerp data though, we need something to compare it to, and what's better than the Stockholm data from just a couple weeks ago when I made my Stockholm versus Antwerp Capsule analysis video. That video was very good. I definitely recommend you watch it, only for the Stockholm portion at least at this point because it was Antwerp pre-sale, which doesn't really matter. But we're going to be looking at Stockholm here because these are roughly the percentages that Stockholm has found its equilibrium at. It's not moving higher or lower a super large amount here. This is kind of roughly the percentage points that they carried out as. So we can see here that the highest percentage point you could see when you're opening up a capsule, the expected return of it, was about 70% with the contenders for Stockholm. This is very important because this is honestly a pretty high number relatively speaking. Now the only thing we can really compare that to is the case opening return on percentage, and we found that roughly 65% is the maximum percentage you can get. There's a couple cases that are really close to that, but nothing ever really goes over it for a long period of time. Now the data from Antwerp, at least in my opinion, is going to blow your mind with what percentage it's sitting at, but first let's check out one other thing, and that's going to be graffiti boxes. Now you're probably very confused on why graffiti boxes play a difference here, and they don't, but they have one very important value: they suck. You're not getting anything expensive out of them, and that's exactly why we need to show them. This graffiti box here, well, I did analyze it in August of 2021. I assume the results are probably going to be quite similar today. It's offering an 87% return. And that's because there's no expensive items in it. The thing you gotta understand is with CSGO investments and things you're going to be opening up, you wanna look for something that has a high return percentage, but also has very expensive items. A lot of things that offer a high return percentage have nothing expensive inside of them, such as the graffiti box here. Therefore, not as many people are going to be attracted to opening them. This is very important because obviously you need demand for your item. If you buy an item that's not in demand, like some random graffiti, no one's going to be caring, no one's going to be interested in it. Now finally we can get into the Antwerp prices here, and this is absolutely crazy. Starting off with the Legends capsule. The Legends capsule is definitely going to be known for its Cloud9 hollow moving forward. In my opinion, it's the best looking hollow, better than the Rocks hollow, at least in my opinion, but obviously that's a signature. This is a team sticker here. There's definitely going to be a ton of demand for this moving forward. It's the best Cloud9 sticker, at least in my opinion, we've ever received. So So I think this one's definitely going to be holding a high price point moving forward. But talking about the return on opening percentage here for the Legends capsule, it comes in at a whopping 73.3%. That's absolutely crazy high, especially since there are a couple decently expensive items you can open. You've got 3 gold stickers that are over $10, which is definitely not something you're going to be finding in a lot of capsules at 25 cents. Now, I do want you to remember Stockholm's percentages. The highest there was 70%. This is the lowest from Antwerp. I'm going to spoil that one right now. This is the lowest percentage. Therefore, you got to stick around for the next couple too. Moving on into the second one here, it is the Challengers. Now, the Challengers is definitely a little bit of a unique one in my opinion. I look at the Challengers and there's not too much that really interests me. You've got Astralis, you've got G2. Honestly, for me, those ones aren't too crazy, but it's really Imperial that's carrying this capsule all the way through, coming in at around a $7 holo and a $23 gold. This allows the Challengers capsule to reach 80.55%, which is absolutely crazy. We talked about those graffiti boxes, and those were at 86%. And just in case you were wondering what I'm doing about the 3-cent stickers, because those drastically throw off prices, I put them at 1 cent. Every sticker that was 5 cents or below, I included the Steam market tax on it to not dilute the results in the total percentage that you're going to be getting back. That's very important because we don't want an incorrect percentage, because there is going to be a Steam market fee after that. Now, obviously, these percentages are going to be different than what you're going to be getting if you were to sell on the market. Finally, moving on into the big hitter. This one, the highest percentage of them all, the Contenders capsule from Antwerp, is coming in at an 84.26% return, which is crazy high. I mean, we saw the graffiti box, which was pretty much similar to this. This one, it's definitely got a lot of stickers that are decent value, but nothing that really stands out to me other than maybe Outsiders. Now, here are the percentages from Antwerp 2022. And the biggest thing I wanted to understand is why. Why are these so high? And I believe I've come up with an answer on to why these are so high compared to Stockholm, because these stickers are very close in what they actually look like. Therefore, I needed to find the big difference, and I believe I found it in the PGL sticker itself. Now, this is the only difference we can actually see. What's probably the bigger reason underneath the surface is that there's just not as many capsules unboxed, meaning that the prices are staying a little bit higher than they were for Stockholm. In my opinion, that's probably the most likely outcome here. As we can see, the PGL sticker really isn't increasing it by that much, only about 2% difference, meaning that it's most likely coming down to the fact that there's just not as many capsules unboxed from Antwerp as there were for Stockholm, especially considering Stockholm's were the first of their kind with the no background in such a long time, whereas with Antwerp here, it was very similar to what we got in the past major. But that is really all I have for today, guys. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.